Okay, this is what we purchased when we went to town. They only had one. I was going to try to get two of them, but
they had one that was bigger, but these were so wide that the pecans would fall out.
We have a lot of native pecans, and they're kind of small, so we went with the smaller one right here. This is called a Weasel medium nut gatherer. You can get them on Amazon. I think they're about
garden weasel,
like $30-something for it, I think, something like that. But you know, a lot of people think you just have to roll it on the ground like this, but really you don't. You can just walk up like that. But there's one there that fell off of this tree right here. You can just tap them and it just pops in there. And here's another one. Now what I do is I walk along. If I can roll my foot like that and it pops out of it, that's all there are to it. You just tap the ground with it. That's all there are to it. You just tap it. Now they will work to roll it. Here's two right here. One right there. Another one here. And they hold in there. Now
these trees are smaller.
These are little bitty trees, guys. You see how little these trees are? These just little.
So they're just starting to produce a little bit.
Yeah, they got a few pecans on them. I mean, they're not a lot, but the green hulls are starting to open up on the ends of them. And I think that 25-mile-an-hour wind we got yesterday probably
knocked a few off.
I had it mowed so clean up under them there were no leaves, and then that wind
blew a lot of the leaves off.
Yeah, it blew them off, but their pecans are sticking out.
You can still see, like right there.
They're green.
They didn't come off, so they're still on there.
They're still hanging on. They still look
green.
Oh, they're real green and tight. Yeah.
They're not ready yet.
They're not ready. Yeah, all of our trees are native pecans. They're all seedlings. So they're all going to be different sizes. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to build some kind of a system that we can put these pecans on that actually separates them based on sizes. Now, our pecan cracker that we have, the nut cracker we use, the electric one, you don't have to really separate them by size. It'll crack large, small, any of them, but they do better if you can separate them by size. But now to take these out, I had to watch my hand here, but you just pull them wires apart a little bit, and they just fall out in there. So it's really a simple process to do it. So we need to run up to the big pecan tree in the yard up yonder, and we need to see if we'll show you them. They're like little tiny ones, but we need to see if after all that wind, if any of them fell. Okay, guys, I had this mowed so clean. Oh, there's one.
There's several right in here, but they still have the...
I roll them under my foot. If that hull pops off of them, there it is, see it? There's still some green husk on them. The husk is opening. If I can get around here and pick one up, let me see. See how I'm talking about? The husk is starting to open up on the outside of them. It comes off real easy if you roll it.
Little thin.
Yeah, these are little bitty ones, and you can just touch that with it. They'll fall right in there. That's why we got this particular one, is because of these small pecans.
It'll pick it up with the black on it still, won't it?
Oh, it'll pick it up with the black on it, but I don't want to have to go through the pot, because if I roll it with my foot and the hull and it crushes and it cracks, I'll know it ain't no good. The pecan ain't no good. Yep, they get
you can feel them under your feet.
Yeah, when you walk, you know, and you tell them they'll crush, because they ain't no good. They just crumble and crush.
And this won't work if they all start producing and we got all these trees to do. This won't work all the time, but
no, but this is...
Grandkids picked a bunch up the other day.
This gets us by this year, because these trees are just now starting to bear pecans good again. And the limbs come way off out here too.
Right here, 2 or 3, 4. I see a bunch. I mean, a lot of them fell.
Yeah, there's a lot of them got knocked off in that wind. I mean, it's not hard to pick them up.
The hardest part's getting the hull off.
Well, yeah, because it knocked them off just a little bit ahead of time. I mean, if they'd have stayed another several days, they would have just fell naturally. Go on this hard ground, you can see them pretty good where they fell out of the holes. It makes a lot of difference. One.
Right here.
Oh, there's one under my foot right there.
Time to empty.
Yeah, if you get too many in here and you go to hitting that ground very hard with it, like bumping it, they'll pop back out of that wire because some of them. Oh, there's some right here. Yeah.
There's one. One right here. I mean, they're out here. It's just looking for them.
You find them when you're walking. They get up under your feet, and you're like, you feel them in that grass, and you have to stop them, roll them around, see. Okay, there it is, right there. If I can get it out of it.
Well, starting of a stash.
Yeah.
And we ain't even been anywhere in the vicinity of the Pecan Grove. We're just at this one big tree that had wisteria around it a year and a half ago.
Yeah, the wisteria had just about took this tree over and killed it.
And now...
And everybody's like, oh, the wisteria is so pretty. I'm like, took a chainsaw, whacked it off. I hate wisteria.
The more you look, the more you find.
Whew. Boy, oh boy. The more you look for them, the more they are. You think you got a place cleaned up and you looking, they just still laying everywhere. That wind's done a number.
Especially in this area here near our fence. Seems like the tree I guess this side is better than this side. I don't know.
One side's loaded heavier than the other side is. And I've been looking down so much now I'm dizzy.
So we're going to have to chill for a few minutes.
That's why we need grandkids.
Yeah, the grandkids found some last week, but they weren't on the ground like they are today.
No, they're not like they are today. Today they're just everywhere in this grass.
Yeah, I just stepped on one.
Yeah, you realize, you think, well, I got this area right here, and all of a sudden you feel something under your foot, and you roll your foot back, there's another one. You know, they're so small, they're in this carpet grass. And I had this mowed so clean.
But the wind put the leaves and limbs down too.
Yep.
So,
Limbs,
all right,
leaves.
We're going to continue, and we've got nearly what, a third of a bucket at least.
Yeah, I mean, when you use this thing right here, you can't see the ones like this that the squirrels has already chewed the end off of, and they realize they wasn't no good. You can't tell that when you're picking them up with this thing. This is one of them right here. This one actually had 3 meats in it. Look at that.
It's weird.
It had 1, 2, 3. I hear them falling on the ground behind us. Now this side didn't quite mature, but that one's good. That one's good. This one's on. That's 3 in this one. Wow.
And you can eat them like this, but they're not as. When they cure, they're a little firmer.
Yeah, they're a little green still, but yeah, there you go. They're good pecan. What I like about them, they're good and oily.
Want to ride? Hmm? You want to ride? Nosy. Okay, so what's going on back here? What are you doing? You want to get in too? You're always messing with something. What's Miss Hadassah? You can't eat it. It's not edible. What do you smell? Get out of the pecans. No. No. I don't think so. No. No. We're not letting you eat pecans. Go find Danny. He's out there. What you doing? You gonna get in? gonna ride? You want to mess with everything, don't you? Get out. No. No. Go find Danny. Call your babies. What you looking for, girl? You want to ride? Hey, Miss Candy. You want to ride? No, you want to sniff of the camera always. What is Duke doing? You trying to push it? It'll go on its own if I crank it. You want to push it. Found a few?
What I'm seeing is the trees out in that area have the really large pecans on them.
Really? Really, really, really?
See the difference in the pecans out yonder? Look at the difference in the size of them. That was a bad one there I picked up. I didn't realize it was bad, but look at they're way, way bigger.
Yeah, the ones I found over here were too.
These are a lot larger pecans.
They like the Ranger.
Well, they just associate anything different. It don't make them no different. It's just, as long as it's just something different.
No, she said it ain't.
It is too. She's just a big old baby.
She said, what is that? I want to know. Is that something you can scratch my back with? Run it down her back.
You want me to run it down your back, huh? Let me run that down your back, huh? Is that something good?
Back scratcher.
That's your back scratcher. Yeah, that's your back scratcher. I ain't supposed to be using this arm, and you making me scratch you.
Quit using your arm. Candy wants to ride. Y'all should have followed closer. Danny's done got the gate shut now.
Should have been a little faster. I knew it was going to happen. If they hear them chains rattling, they're coming.
They wanted in this field.
Uh-huh. They went in here. I'm holding that one. Y'all gonna have to wait a little while.
Oh, Candy is getting in a fight with the little boy.
Yep.
Candy gonna teach him a lesson.
All right, guys, we got a few small trees here. They got pecans on them. Not a lot, maybe 5 to 10 pounds per tree. But hey, what? A year ago this time, this right here looked just like that right out yonder.
He's all grown up.
When I took all the bushes and everything out from around it, the native grasses came back and the trees actually pollinated. And they have a few pecans on them this year. And they're big pecans too. They're not little old bitty pecans. So I'm excited. I mean, the storm blew them off the other day before the hulls actually opened all the way up. And I test them periodically to see, to make sure they're good. And the ones that I check, they're all good. I don't have any
all
problem.
Different sizes.
Yeah, we're going to have to come up, like I said, with some kind of a grading system that we can run these things through. You know, they're all native trees, so we got pecans of all sizes and shapes. You know, some of them are small and round, some of them are long and skinny, some of them are a lot larger and bigger in diameter. Some have an unusual shape to them. I mean, so yeah, there's a lot of different things. That's the one thing about native pecans; they're all different.
And we got about what?
That's probably a half a 5-gallon bucket full here. And a lot of these are those little bitty ones in the very bottom that we got out of the front. They're these little tiny ones like this here. Now these actually have the highest oil content, those little ones like that. You know, and a lot of these little ones were still in the hull like this, are still green. And the wind just knocked them off. All right, guys. I'm having to just chill out with my arm like it is. So I guess it's a nice, cool morning. I think. Well, I got some stuff in the high tone that's got to be done. I got to go do that. We got to plant some. We got to plant a few plants, water everything, and I might just go sit in the Danny swing. You know, the new Danny porch or porch time Danny swing, however you want to call it, underneath the syrup shed out there.
If the sun hadn't hit it yet.
Oh, the sun's fixing to start hitting it, so I might go ahead and go do that and just relax for a portion of a day anyway. Thank you guys from Pecan Grove.